Hey Shackers, welcome back to This Week in Switch 2. This is our 7th episode. Some people said we wouldn't make it past 3, so here we are. More than double that.
We showed them.
Yeah, whoever they were. So, last week we talked to Donovan about Donkey Kong, because at the time it was just Donovan and I who had played the game. I played it at a preview event in April, a pre-Pauline preview, right? So I only knew Odd Rock at the time, which seemed like a really dumb character. But yeah, I want to talk about my experience first, and then we're going to ask everyone what they think of Donkey Kong Bananza, because I think that's really what this episode should be focused on, and maybe even next week's episode. Because this is the biggest game to come out on Switch 2 since Mario Kart World, but you could argue just in general, this is the biggest game. This is the biggest single-player game to launch on the system so far. So in April, I had it was like a 25-minute demo. It was like one of those timed demos. So once 25 minutes hits, it just kicks you out and throws you to the game over screen, right? You guys have seen those before. So I was playing it, and it was the first level. It was Ingot Isle, right? And I am just infatuated with destroying voxels. And this is on the preview day. They stop me and they go, look, if you keep playing like this, you're not going to make it to the second world. You're going to miss out a large part of the demo. So I was like, fine. But I told the Treehouse person that was there at the time, I'm like, when this game comes out, I'm going to destroy all of Ingot Isle. Because, I have to do it for science. So at the time of the recording of this podcast, where we're recording this on Monday the 21st, which is Donovan's birthday. Happy birthday, Donovan. It's also Marine Day in Japan, so it's a national holiday in Japan. But I told them, look, I'm going to do this for science. So I've been doing it for science, but even after the multiple streams I did last week, right, where I did upload multiple videos of me playing through this game in this very different run. I call it the 100% destruction run. After the stream on Friday, which I streamed for 4 hours, I asked myself, am I going to keep playing the game this way? And so far, my answer is yes. I do wonder, maybe I should, start playing it like a regular person. But I'm enjoying just the level of detail in each room that they have built. Someone placed all those voxels there. And I'm going to destroy every single one of them if it's the last thing I do. If I have to build dirt bridges to get to places so that I have the right angle to throw a rock at a rock, I will do that. And yes, most of what I am doing involves throwing rocks at rocks, which kind of sounds like my Echoes of Wisdom early run with the sea urchin. I was just running around hitting everyone with sea urchins. I was spamming sea urchin. So now I'm just throwing rocks at stuff. I finally got to a room where there's gold, I believe. That's what it was very shiny material. Gold is explosive in the game, which becomes very handy when you're trying to play the 100% destruction style of the game. And then I saw on, I think it was Polygon and Go Nintendo and several other outlets are reporting that I'm not alone here. There's a lot of people doing this. There's a whole subreddit dedicated to this now. I asked myself why? Why is this happening? And it comes back to that attention to detail at Nintendo. It is really enjoyable to break shit in this game. You have a good sound when you do it. There's a cool visual effect when you do it. Donkey Kong looks cool when you're doing it. It's just it's a primal thing that I think it's resonating with some people. In a very similar way that hitting things in Minecraft felt good. It's that. And some people are really, really, really into that. And other people are yeah, it's just another game mechanic. Sonic runs fast. DK punches stuff. Right? I think that's something I've seen on the internet this week. But there are other people doing the 100% destruction runs on Ingot Isle. It seems once you leave Ingot Isle, people are you know what? Maybe I should play the game. I don't know. The other disappointing thing from a completionist standpoint, when you leave the level, the sub-level, when you're done with it, if you come back, all of the terrain is back. So it's like you can't really like you have to like that's why I'm sticking around Ingot Isle still. It's like I'm like walking around making sure every single thing is gone, and then I'll probably do a video, Greg, or something where I just walk around the completely empty Ingot Isle.
Yeah, empty Donkey Kong level, completely destroyed is great. That's a good video. Completely destroyed Donkey Kong level.
I definitely confused people with one of the videos I uploaded this weekend. Where I was just like, "This is why I didn't review Donkey Kong," and the one of the people replied like, "This is just an hour and a half of gameplay." Yeah. I'm like, "It's the first room." It's that first room where like you just walk forward for 10 seconds, David, and you get a banana, right?
Yep.
I took an hour and 40 minutes. So like at this rate, I won't beat this game until like Switch 3 comes out. But like that's why I'm like, I either something needs to be done, I need to be stopped, or like I don't know. Like should I just play the game or should I keep doing what I'm doing? Am I playing the game?
David needs to come over and do co-op with you because you're gonna destroy stuff a lot faster with co-op. Co-op is really fun in this game. Much better than it was in Galaxy because it's essentially almost the same concept a little bit. Like you're controlling like a reticle.
Galaxy or Odyssey?
Remember Galaxy when you could you collect star bits with the 2-player?
Oh,
yeah.
Similar idea there, but it's a lot funner because there's no cooldown on the screaming the rock formation. So you did for the voice, you just hit the trigger and it keeps coming out and yelling, and it's great.
That'd be good for me if I ever get to Pauline. Like I'm still like that's what I'm getting at, Greg. I haven't even found out Odd Rock yet. Like I already know. I've seen boss battles. I've edited videos. Like I know what's coming, right? Like I know a lot of what's coming. I've talked to Donovan about story spoilers in a Donkey Kong game, and like so I'm not worried about like I'm gonna get spoiled. I'm more just like taken back by how cool the level design is. Like I'm just like. This is a really impressive level design that we're witnessing here. I was reading that, Miyamoto, like, he's not necessarily helping build these games anymore, right? But I read that he was a tester of the game. And when he tested the game, he played it exactly like I am. He just tried to destroy everything in every level. And I'm like, there's something about that. There's it's like a completely different thing that's like, and I think it's funny because like, if you go back to that first room in the game, you're in the tutorial, right? It's like level 1-1 or whatever. Like, it's teaching you how to punch, and I'm there doing moves that they're probably not going to teach me until like the next level already. So I like that all of your moves are available to you, not the Bananzas, right? So you don't have the Kong and the Zebra and all that, but like the core Donkey Kong movement mechanics are all available to you in that first room.
Yeah, nothing's
locked.
I
think that's pretty cool. Yeah, there's nothing locked. I think that's kind of cool because that's like from a speedrunning perspective, I think that's really cool, and like what that's gonna mean for where this goes as a running game, I think will be neat.
We talked about this before. Yeah, it's the discovery, the sense of discovery, and Nintendo's really good at that in whatever game they make. That they can hold your hand, sure, but it's that self discovery thing is that like there's not much of it anymore. See, like stuff usually locked, right? And so you unlock it or whatever, or they don't allow you to do it until you reach a certain point in the game, but you can do mostly all of it right at the get go.
Like, and you think back to like one of my first, and my brother pointed this out. He's like, there's some kind of a Mario Maker itch that this is scratching for you, and I'm like. It's like an inverse Mario Maker situation because, like, I didn't make these levels, right? But I just like appreciate them. And then there's like, think back to the first Mario Maker 2 level I made, coins, right? It was all about getting coins. You had to get, I think, 909 coins to clear the level, and you're just hearing coins the whole time you're running through that level. When you're beating the crap out of the environment, Greg, you hear gold. You get gold. It makes noise. Every time you get a little nugget of gold, it makes noise. Every time you get one of those Donkey Kong, the coins, it makes noise. Every chest, every banana. It's like that. There's like something very visceral about destroying and collecting in this game. And it's like, I'm addicted to it. I think it's like, and it's fun. Like, I'm just like putting it on and I can like throw on a podcast while I play it. Cause I'm like, I'm not gonna be worried. Oh, I didn't hear that one coin. Like, no, it's like I can be doing something while I'm playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. Obviously, there's gonna be points where I want to like listen to the music and the level environment and stuff. But like, the way I'm playing it, it's like I'm just going into the mines and I'm working. But yeah, like there's something about that gameplay mechanic that I think is like at the core of why people like this game or dislike this game. Am I crazy? Should I stop playing it this way? What do you guys think?
I think to a certain extent, like like in the past, platformers and especially platformers like this have had like a thing, and it makes me annoyed every time I see it, where it's like the game has a hurry up function or a reminder function or a ping function where it's like, hey, you need to keep going now. Hey, you need to keep going now. Hey, did you know that you need to keep going now? And that gets on my nerves. And I couldn't help but notice this game doesn't have that at all.
There's no time limits. There's no clock. Like the health
That's not exactly novel, though, is it? Most 3D Mario games, at least the single player ones, don't have that. So that's kind of expected, I would think.
And open world design too. Like most open worlds don't force you to do something, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I did a terrible job of hosting. I'm Asif, by the way. That's David. Greg's here and TJ's here. I'm really bad at this. I wasn't supposed to be doing 7 episodes of this. Anyway, sorry. I figured it might as well do it like in the first 10 minutes than to not do it at all. But I had to get into my obsession with it. But TJ, so am I insane? You didn't answer the question. Am I clinically insane?
No, I think that the game like encourages you to explore as much or as little as you want. I think that's kind of one of the coolest things about it, is that it's just like, go out there and do what you feel like doing for as long as you feel like doing it until you're ready.
Yeah, and that I think that's true of like a game like Mario 64 too. Like there are things that you could just try to do in that game. You know, it's like when you found the like the cannon on that first level, it's like I want to shoot myself that way. It's like you're not going to do anything, but you can try. Or like trying to run up that one hill that you can't run up. Like there's just there were things in that level, like even early on, where that's not necessarily open world, but even those like open zone levels, I think, David, you're right. Like that was always part of the experimentation of like a 3D platformer. I just think it's the voxel mechanics that make this like unique in that it's not a Mario game. You're not platforming to get that star. It's sometimes you just beat the shit out of something. You find yourself in a room. Like early on, I dug so far deep that I like found like a banana in a chest. I was like, oh, I had no idea. Like it was, and I could have easily, if I was playing it like for review and I was just trying to progress as fast as possible, I would have blown right by that banana. Like it wouldn't have even been an issue. And that's why I'm like, this is why I did not review the game. It's like that first time I played it, I was like, I want to destroy everything. And they're like, hey, you have to progress or else you're not going to have a good preview experience. I'm like,
so
fine.
Don't tell me what to do.
I was like, fine. No, I was like, fine. Okay, I get it. But when I have my time with this game, I'm going to destroy everything. And yeah, that's... I think it's a way to play the game. It's not necessarily the way, and I think that's cool that there's like multiple ways to play it. And like there's some people screaming through this game that have already beaten it or are like 80% done with it, and I'm like 8 hours in and I'm still on the first level. And I'm just like walking around, looking at the ceiling, making sure that like every part of the wall has been the little speck of dirt has been removed from the wall. Because sometimes you throw a rock at a rock and it leaves dirt on the wall.
Yeah,
sometimes it's and you have to go back for the dirt, Greg. I saw your video with Nicole though, where she just left thousands of gold nuggets just sitting there because she didn't want to be greedy. Meanwhile, I'm like every little nugget, no nugget left behind.
We're gonna drill this until there's nothing left. We're gonna take all the resources.
Oh no, I get to the point where it's metal or slippery metal behind. Like a lot of the time, that's the other thing. Like I love that there's already different surfaces appearing, like that they're building the rooms with. So like they know once you're done, okay, like we're actually going to make this a challenge. That's the thing that I think's really interesting. Like this 100% destruction, it's not easy because at some point you destroy the thing underneath the thing that you're trying to destroy. So you have no floor anymore. So then it's like, I end up looking up at the ceiling a lot in this game and I'm like, I missed that. And like, it becomes like a game of throwing rocks at the ceiling, trying to wall jump off of it to hit something. Sometimes building like a dirt ladder of like a makeshift dirt thing to
We've
climb.
done that several times, Nicole and I. We're like, how do you get the banana? And I'm throwing dirt at like a wall and then she climbs up the wall and grabs it. And I'm like, this is like Breath of the Wild stuff. Like this is like out of the box, weird, cool thinking stuff.
Because like in the mine, Greg, there was that dirt treadmill thing, right? And like I was in these situations where I was like super frustrated. I'm like, I can't get to that ceiling. And then I'm like, oh, dirt. And I'm like, I start grabbing dirt, moving it over, throwing it, and then like it's oddly satisfying game when you play it this way. Yeah, it reminds me of when I first got Animal Crossing New Horizons and on stream before, like, Dave, remember it was like 4 weeks before I had a house? Like I was living in a tent.
Yeah.
Like I was just living in a tent. And like my first stream, I just weeded. All I did was weed for like an hour and a half. I was just like, there's all these weeds. I gotta get rid of the weeds. And then like a month later, David already has like level 3 house or whatever. And I'm like, I finally got a house. So like there's like this weird not Mario feel to any of this, right? Like there's this, it's a different game.
Well, it's just like tears. Mm-hmm. You can't like, how long? I mean, I was playing that game for hours, dozens of hours before I could play that whole game and not gotten auto build. I could miss that completely if I did not. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's that sense of discovery. They're so good at it.
Mm-hmm. At least in this, like you have your abilities. Like, yeah, you have to go find your different Bananzas later, but like your core Donkey Kong gameplay mechanics are all present from the jump, and you can just experiment with them. But yeah, like I think it's funny how early on I was like, I have to only, I didn't realize that I could build. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna throw stuff at rocks, and then I'm like, oh yeah, dirt. And then like you start building like these solutions to your problems out of dirt. And I'm sure that'll show up from the platforming side too later in the game. But like, yeah, the traversal and the exploration and the discovery have been great already. And like I see all these people who I respect saying like amazing things about the game. Yeah. Saying it's like the greatest platformer of all time. And yeah, David, like I think you should jump in here. It's not.
No.
But
no, it's not.
It might be the best Donkey Kong 3D game of all time.
Yeah, that I can agree with. I dislike this game more every time I play it, to be honest. I think it is the most mindless, boring game that Nintendo has made in a very long time. I can't even think of another game as mindless and boring. I just don't care for. First of all, how is it a platformer, let alone the best platformer? That's crazy talk to me. Second, TJ, you remember when beat 'em ups were nothing but go straight and mash one button? That's this. That's what this is to me. And I'm punching up and I'm punching down. Gold nuggets, I've kind of lost the appeal of going after them because I have like a lot now. And I'm not really much further than Asif is. I think I'm a little further because I have Odd Rock, but it's not Pauline yet. But I really don't get the hype. I'm that guy this time. I just do not get it at all. At all.
You need to go farther in, because there's other mechanics.
I hate that excuse. I hate that excuse. Asif knows. Because I don't like it in games. So like, well, just give it 5 hours. Fuck that. I don't have time for that. If it's not hooking me within the first 15 to 20 minutes, I'm done. I'm out. A game like this shouldn't take long to get into. I don't understand that.
It does feel like it's got a super long, like tutorial-ish ramp. Like, it's like, I think, and I'm not defending what I think you're right. Your criticism's right about the early part of it. I remember telling Greg, Breath of the Wild takes 5 to 8 hours before it really starts to hit. And Greg being like, ugh. And then after the 8 hours, Greg being like, oh my God, I love this game.
Yeah, I've been struggling with that game a lot. I was like, I don't like
I'm
this
not
game.
saying that I think there's a chance of this, David. But there's a little chance that maybe you get to a point in this game, if you actually keep playing, where it's like, oh, this is actually decent platforming now. It's not a Mario game. It's just simply not a Mario game. It's not a Mario 3D platformer. It doesn't have the precision of a Mario game. It just doesn't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe down the road it gets there. But like, I'm talking about like the pixel perfect jumps that you need to do in like a Mario Odyssey level. Like, I don't know if it's possible to compare this game fairly to Odyssey, because they're different characters, different powers. Cappy is one thing, Donkey Kong's a completely different thing. So like, I think it's tough to compare the two.
I'm not comparing the two. I just don't understand how this is a platformer yet. That could change. But when people are like, "Oh, this is a great platformer," I'm like, "Well, where's the platforming? Where is it? I don't see it. Where is it?"
Why I compare the two is like, I think Odyssey might be the greatest platformer of all time. Like, Odyssey is excellent. Like, it's a really, really, really well-made game. And it's like, I feel like this is a well-made game. It's just done with a completely different emphasis. It's like,
yeah.
Like, when you do a Mario run perfectly, it's like beautiful. Like, you watch it happen. Like, even in Bowser's Fury, some of those levels that like you clear, if you nail it perfectly, it's like this beautiful symphony of animation and music and sound. Donkey Kong's like a mosh pit. Like, it is not. They're not. It's not elegant in the way that a Mario platformer can be. And I think that's something that's missing for you, David. And it's missing for me too. But like, early on, even in my preview, when I played it in April, I was like, this is not a Mario game. This is a Donkey Kong game. And I'm okay with that. But it did, like, I instantly said, like, when we found out for sure that this was EPD 8 working on it, the Mario Odyssey dev team, I was like, this means we're not getting a Mario 3D platformer for a while. And that bummed me out. Because, like, at my core, like, I still love 3D Mario games. I still think they're the best 3D platformers out there most of the time. So, yeah, like, I'm looking forward to getting to the part where I can judge the platforming, too. So that's why I'm debating stopping playing my 100% destruction run. Or maybe I'll, like, go back and do 100% destruction after the fact kind of thing, because the whole reset aspect of it, I'm like, after Ingot Isle, I think I'm going to just play the game. And then if I love the game like I think I will, I'm going to just come back and do it again kind of thing, because that's what these games are about. Or like returning to levels and finding more bananas or stars or whatever. But yeah, like, I think you're right to bring up those criticisms, David. Like, it's just tough because like I don't think Donkey Kong in like a pixel perfect, elegant platformer 3D
I guess
style.
I do, because that's its history. Like,
Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey Kong Country. Even the first Donkey Kong, that was a platformer.
Yeah, and hard.
Kong Country was a platformer, and Donkey Kong 64, as maligned as that game is in some circles, that was still a platformer, and hard. And
all of these games you're talking about were like, that's the thing I noticed is like, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze was hard as shit.
Right.
This game is not hard. And I
that's
think
okay.
But it's something to note. It's definitely something to note, because the challenge of DKC and DKC 2 and Tropical Freeze and Donkey Kong Country Returns, like, they were all challenging side-scrolling games. And like, this is more, it's just different. It's kind of like Tears, where it's like, here's like a different take. Like how Breath of the Wild resonated more with you, right? Than Tears, David. It feels kind of similar in that like Nintendo comes up with gameplay mechanics and then that informs what game it ends up being. And it's like this time they really, really, really wanted to do a voxel destruction game. I'm not sure why they came to that decision, but that was the emphasis and it informed everything from there. And I think that's why it's not resonating with you as much. It's like you might just like not like that point of emphasis.
You also you do have to really play as you go deeper, the levels change and how you navigate is different to platforming, like where you can't touch water, right? Like there's water you can't touch, you have to surf through. And then there's like, just like in Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, there's like these challenge rooms that are platforming, they're like the flood rooms, David, like in Mario Sunshine. They're like, you got to get to the end and there's 3 bananas and there's different ways to get them. You have to bounce or do some kind of puzzle element, which is like, that's where the platforming shines. The open world though stuff, like it does evolve more into like navigation becomes more important. Like we were playing like this poison level and like I was destroying everything before that, but I had to stop because Nicole kept falling through the ground and hitting poison, so I couldn't just destroy everything. We had to be very careful about how we moved around in the environment, and that just gets harder as the game progresses because now she's in a lava level and you can't destroy everything because you'll fall in lava. So it's just one of those things. It's the first 2 levels I think are just really like have fun, be a sandbox, and then it opens up because if you're dying consistently, being punished for digging, you just won't do it that early in the game. You're like, oh, I fell through the floor and I died. I guess I shouldn't dig anymore. Like that stuff. So it's just a slow burn.
I also spazzed the hell out of I was spamming the Y button and the X, Y, I went up and out.
Dig up,
and
stupid.
before I knew it, I fell to my death. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? And I'm like, oh, sometimes I shouldn't just spam every button. So I have been I lost, I think, about 3,000 gold on Ingot Isle so far, Greg, just from me being aggressive with my button.
You lose a flat percentage of like gold when you die. It's like whatever percentage that is.
10% up to 5,000. So if you have more than 5,000, you lose 500. That's how it works.
Yeah, I can tell because Nicole screams whenever she loses gold, but she doesn't die that often though because she plays carefully. So.
Well, yeah, once you lose gold a couple times, you're like, never again. And then it happens again, and you're like, God damn it. Because when you're trying to 100% clear the dirt and the rock off of every surface in Ingot Isle, sometimes you have to like lean over the edge and you fall to your death, or sometimes like something stupid happens, like what you're talking about, Greg. I was on some rock that was above nothing.
Yeah.
So as I was punching down, oh, there's nothing. I'm fucked, and you fall to your death. You didn't know that until you fell to your death, but that's how it works.
Doing that too early would decentivize player from exploration, so that's why they do it now. Because now she's in a spot that's like incredibly like, do not just destroy everything; you will die or take damage. Mm-hmm. Like you have to go slow and figure out where everything is.
Yeah, I think the 100% destruction run. It's not that I won't do it, but I think after Ingot Isle, I'm gonna put it on hold. And then come back. Because, Greg, it sounds like what you're saying is some of these levels I can't 100% destroy.
You can. It's going to take you forever. David needs to come over and do co-op because you could spam the words and they destroy everything. And
that's right. That's right. Pauline is a projectile.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't have to pick up, aim, and throw object. You can just spam. And, like, you can work in tandem because it's not like you can do it anywhere. So that Nicole can help me aim by where she's facing. So I can put, like, a cursor right above the head and just spam it. And she can look around and destroy everything in seconds. It's great. But I've killed her like several times because we're just like, go down. And then we just go like, oh no.
Yeah. So Greg, you guys have been playing it. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just curious. TJ, what has your experience been?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've gotten to Odd Rock and got a little bit further past that. But like for the most part, like I agree with like the idea that the premise is just more simple. It's Donkey Kong. He's a 500-pound gorilla. He needs to punch. And to that extent, like, I don't know. I kind of like that they lean into that because Donkey Kong has always been like the biggest hitting character of like Nintendo, and to lean into that so hard and make an entire game that revolves around that is pretty dope to me. It's a constant dopamine rush.
Yes,
and I can understand where like if after a certain amount of time, dopamine constantly, all the time, every second would get dull and like bland. But That's why I guess to a certain extent, that's when you move on and start discovering the next thing.
Tell that to the shorts feed. Just kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But the fact that you have that freedom to decide when you want to move on and when you want to just stick around and enjoy yourself is nice, because like, yes, like Mario games have given you the freedom to do that before, but like Nintendo also knows full well how to implement a boundary or implement a timer or implement a ping like Navi to tell you you need to get moving. And I'm glad that there's nothing here doing that to me.
And I like that. Or sorry, go ahead, David.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I like that. Like, the interesting thing to me about this game, and there are things I like about it, but I'm not done playing it. But what I find interesting about this and Mario Kart World is that they both started as Switch 1 games. And so I think we have yet to see the full power of the Switch 2 from Nintendo.
Bingo. 1000% agree with you, David. When I heard that I think it was the Ask the Developer article that came out, like last week or 2 weeks ago from Nintendo, that this was a game that they delayed in 2021. It was a Switch game that they decided to delay to Switch 2 in 2021. I was like, oh, so what I said a few weeks ago about this being the first native Switch 2 game is not true. And it's like, well, what the hell is the first Switch 2 game, David? Because, like,
yeah,
Metroid's a half generation, like, straddle game. Pokemon ZA is a straddle game. Hyrule Warriors is Koei Tecmo, so that's not first party. Mario Party Jamboree TV Plus is a DLC. What the hell is the first party game on the system then?
So you tell me there's still a chance we can get Super Nintendo Switch. There's still a chance that could happen.
No, not saying that. I'm saying that, David, you're dead right. Like, we are seeing Switch games. Now, admittedly, they showed that side by side of here's what it would have looked like on Switch. Here's what it looks like on Switch 2. Way more textures. The grass looks better. Donkey Kong's fur looks better. So, like, both those games that you mentioned, Mario Kart World, they couldn't do on the Switch 1. It would have run like shit. They didn't have the online infrastructure. There was a problem, right? There was literally hardware limitations that prevented that software from launching on it. This is like they could have made this a Switch 1 game. They chose not to, right? And I think it also boils down to, if you had that Link's Awakening, Echoes of Wisdom style chugging in this game all the time, it would suck. Right? Yeah. Like, that would suck. And I get why they chose to delay this to this system. But if that's true, that this was in development in 2021, maybe there's a chance that we can get a new Mario 3D game relatively soon, like in the next 3 years, as opposed to 8. You know what I mean? And also because Nintendo has invested in their development teams. They have they built a new development building next to their other one in Kyoto. Like, they have almost doubled the size of the people working on games in Kyoto. I think we mentioned this on the last episode or 2 episodes ago when we were talking about the shareholder meeting. But Furukawa said, like, we are looking at making games that take less time to make. Smaller budget, instead of 8-year games, 3-year games, instead of 4-year games, 2-year games. So maybe that's something that we'll see down the road, and maybe we'll get more Bowser's Fury-like stuff as opposed to Odyssey style. It leaves me wondering, David, like, what the hell is the first Switch 2 game from Nintendo? Because they haven't announced it yet. Like, because this isn't it. Although this feels like, it feels nice. It does
feel nice. I like the game feel a lot. I like the same thing about Mario Kart World, to be honest with you. Like, new mechanics feel great. So you can tell that they benefit from the Switch 2, but they still started on another platform, like Metroid Prime 4, like you said. And it just makes me curious as to what that next, or the real first party game will be.
Yeah. F-Zero.
Star Fox.
Could be. That sense of speed would be amazing.
Right? And graphics, right? Give me like 4K SF, 4K 60 F-Zero.
Yeah.
4K 60 Star Fox.
Star Fox. Yes.
Star Fox.
Star Fox 64K. Just 4K. Star Fox 4K. Just give me Star Fox 64 in 4K. That's it. That's all they need to do. It would be amazing. But I don't know. But that's the kind of game that he's describing. Star Fox would not be this high budget thing, right? It's a game that you could spend 2 or 3 years on and it could ship. And I think Kirby Air Riders is an example of that too. Like that's not going to be some really deep game. And then they're going to throw Sakurai right back into the Smash Brothers minds after that ships. But yeah,
he gets to do his free game, then they chain him back to his desk for Smash Brothers Ultimate Extravaganza or whatever they're gonna call it.
Who knows? Who knows where that franchise goes? I think you bring up a great question though, David. What the hell is the first party Switch 2 title? That is a mystery. God, I hope it's not a fucking Fire Emblem game. But I have a feeling it might be.
Oh boy.
There's a rumor out there that there's a Fire Emblem game that might be announced soon. Like an unannounced Switch 2 game that's coming out this year. And it'll be Fire Emblem. Speaking of Smash, Greg.
That wouldn't be a native Switch 2 game then, because it would have had to have been in development.
Yeah.
For probably at least a few years.
And that could have been one of those where they like Three Houses did well. We should do another one. And then in 2022 or something, they're like, you know what? Mario Kart's still selling pretty well. Let's push this to Switch 2. Like, is that discussion that was being had? Everyone's like, have you seen how many copies of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold this year? Like, maybe we don't need to release games anymore on Switch. Like, I do wonder what kind of decisions were being made that led to these outcomes. I think you bring up a really interesting point. But then it's also like the timing of the Switch 2 launch, how that was affected by all sorts of stuff, right? The pandemic, the success of Animal Crossing. Because like without those events, I don't think the Switch life cycle has the same trajectory. So it's like there's so many things that happened. Because like, why 2021? And I'm like, well, that's the year after the pandemic. So like, they were probably looking around and they're like, when are we actually able to ship a Switch 2? What is it going to look like? What will the specs be? You know, and I would love to know when they decided to delay Mario Kart World. But it really seems like in a couple of cases, there are people on Nintendo who are now pushing for hardware to be better. They're like, can we not have shit hardware for once?
I feel like that harkens back, David. I can't wait till we do this one, but the GameCube, right? Like they put a lot of emphasis on the hardware of the GameCube, and when it came out on paper, it was like there's an impressive console, and graphically, it was beating out of their systems at the time. But like nobody seems to care, and so like I think after that experience, they're like, fine, we'll just go for gameplay first, and who cares about hardware? Who cares?
And
about
then they proceeded to use the same processor for 2 generations in a row. Like 3.
Yeah.
Like they were like, here's the Wii, it's the GameCube with Waggle. Here's the Wii U, it's the Wii, which was the GameCube. It has Waggle and now a tablet. It makes everything harder to develop for. They had, sometimes they learn the wrong lesson, Greg. Like, it's not that, I agree with the lesson that they were in an arms race that they could never win. And especially when you're going up against a behemoth like Microsoft that doesn't care about making money on Xbox, especially at that time. They were spending a lot on R&D at Xbox and acquiring studios, which, you know, goes so well for them. But yeah, like, I think the GameCube was that moment where it was not financially successful. It didn't sell a whole lot of units. But yeah, it was the best performing console at the time. That's not true of Switch 2. Switch 2 is like Xbox Series S level of performance right now, which is good because third parties can run on it, but it's not better than the PlayStation 5 when it comes to performance.
No, not today. Yeah, but the counter argument is that's mobile. Like, you know, I think that's the big counter argument. You can take it with you. Right?
Portable.
Handheld,
not mobile. Portable, not mobile. Mobile fits in my pocket. Mobile fits in my pocket. Portable fits in my bag. I think that's the difference. But yeah, that's a whole other argument that I made in past episodes. But I do think that's still a problem at Nintendo, is that they have moved very far away. I saw someone posted, like, I'm going to test the age of my timeline. Like, what is this? And they posted a picture of the Nintendo Game Boy Advance SP. And I'm like, well, that's the GOAT right there. That's the best Nintendo product they ever made. I stand by that. So, like, and that was an affordable product that was not technologically advanced. And it had every fucking game.
Had back
all the games.
Yeah.
Had back compat.
That was the big deal.
That was a huge deal.
That's why one of the reasons the Steam Deck sells so well. People can play their games they bought already, right? It's the same thing. People love that. It's a big issue.
Switch 2
big thing.
Also has back compat. So like, and they're actually expanding it. I saw Endless Ocean got an update. Like, there's some Endless Ocean is the kind of game where I would actually play it on Switch 2 because the performance on Switch 1 was so poor that, like, it actually might be good now, or at least better than it was. And like, I think that's kind of cool, Greg. Like, this is a one-time benefit for Nintendo where all of our games run better. Almost, right? And that's like a value add that the Switch 2 has. But man, fascinating question. What the hell will be the first-party title on this thing? It's not going to be a 3D Zelda game.
Not Zelda, it's not Mario. It'll be something else.
It's probably not Mario. Kirby?
Air Riders?
Is it Kirby Air Riders? That's like 2 second party-ish.
I think you gotta give it a few years.
Yeah, anything coming out this year is rolled out, and maybe the first half of next year, I would say, because Nintendo is obviously the first to have an SDK. And I know some developers. Didn't we hear at TennoCon that they're still waiting on dev kits? They don't even know who to talk to.
Yeah, Warframe has no idea when they're going to do a Switch 2 update. I think there's a real problem with Switch 2 dev kits, like just the availability of them. I don't know if there are many of them out there in the world. I don't know if Nintendo is prioritizing selling Switches over giving people dev kits. And I think there's an attitude at Nintendo that, like, look, you got the Switch 1, just make your game on the Switch 1 and sell it, and it'll sell on Switch 2, right? Or make it without a frame cap or like a resolution. Like, there are ways to make a Switch 1 game right now and release it on the eShop where it runs well on Switch 2. And I think that's their solution for a lot of devs. I'm not saying it's a good solution. It's not. But
it makes sense, though.
I think that's their attitude. I think that's their attitude, David. And it's like shitty. It's like if you're a partner with Nintendo and you were not one of the chosen third parties, you kind of feel crappy right now. Because, like, Capcom got theirs. Activision got theirs with Tony Hawk. 2K, right? 2K, I believe WWE, NBA has confirmed that that's going to be the next generation version, and Civ, right? So those are 3 games from 2K. And there's all these rumors that Red Dead 2 is coming to Switch 2 at some point. There's rumors that Square has them because I think they're working on what Intergrade remake or whatever. Like 7 is coming over.
7's coming to as a remake's already coming to Xbox, and like there are rumors that's going to come to Switch too.
No, it's been announced for Switch. It was at the Direct in April.
Intergrade or a remake?
Isn't Intergrade just the DLC for remake?
Yeah, it technically is. Yeah,
it's probably like Nintendo wants some Nintendo Switch Edition, right? So it'll probably be Intergrade with more Chadley side quests. I don't fucking know.
Chadley.
But like Square has a dev kit, is all I'm saying. Like they already have one. But like Digital Extremes doesn't get one. And, like, you got to think Epic Games had one because they got Fortnite running on Switch 2. So it's just who has one and who doesn't is weird, especially given like how popular Warframe is. And
they're just slow. They're slow. They're just slow, right? They take things in batches and tiers, probably, right? They just go slow, roll it out, so they're not like And it probably, to your point, it's counterintuitive, right? Like, why not release the Ocarina of Time DS remake and charge $10 for it and make a bunch of money? They do other things. They don't want to juggle too much, I guess, or have everything, the floodgates open all at once. That'd be my guess.
It feels like the days. Yeah, it feels like the days of the NES and Super NES where developers are eventually going to have to like roll up their sleeves and reverse engineer this platform to start making games for it because Nintendo just wasn't handing out dev kits for it.
But then on the other side, there's like people like Dave Oshry at New Blood, where he's like, I guess Dusk just runs faster on Switch too. I didn't do anything, but it runs better, I guess. So like, yeah, it's twofold, David. Like some devs are gonna be hosed by this, and others are gonna benefit from things that they either left out or forgot to do, or happy accidents. Like I don't know. It's messy though. I do wonder if like Team Cherry, if they had a dev kit, because they announced Hollow Knight Silk Song is coming to Switch 2, right? But it's also on Switch 1, I believe. And then there's what Toby Fox game. Why am I blanking?
Deltarune.
Yeah. That was announced as a Switch 2 game, right? So like, did he have a dev kit? Like, it's weird. It's unfortunate, but that means like third-party support's going to be weird this year. I think it comes back to just there's not enough Switch 2s out there to satisfy demand. And they're going to focus on getting those to consumers first over dev kits. But at some point that'll have to reverse. We've kind of got off topic. Any more Donkey Kong talk that we want to have here?
Play co-op. Everyone should try co-op. It's really fun. Okay. It sounds boring. Like when you look at it, like just throw words out, destroy things, but it becomes really, really fun. You end up helping your partner a lot. Try co-op. It's really fun. We played it for like 4 hours yesterday.
Nice. The music's great. I wouldn't know because I'm still in Ingot Isle. I was streaming and Denny's like, hey, what do you think of the music? I'm like, well, the music on Ingot Isle is pretty subdued, Denny, and I haven't been anywhere else. But having watched the Shacknews YouTube channel, the music's outstanding. I am very impressed. Although, I do want to point this out. How do we feel about the lack of English lyrics? This is Splatoon style.
Love it.
So you like the gibberish?
Love it. It's fun. It's like the Simish language, or like, you know, the Banjo Kazooie. It's fun. It's a throwback.
Or like Animal Crossing, right? Like none of them really. Yeah, like Nintendo loves these like vocalization, but not English, like just babbling. I don't know. I've seen some people complaining about that.
Well, Pauline talks, other than the singing, she talks in full English or whatever native language.
No, I know.
Yeah, but like, so like, there's another, like, there's a Kong language too. So like, this is all just more world building from Nintendo.
So Pauline, who was trapped in a rock, somehow knows how to sing in the Kong tongue.
I have several questions regarding that transformation.
I'm just saying, none of that makes any sense. But you know, it's fine. What's your favorite song from the Bananzas? I think Zebra's really good.
TJ, you start. You haven't been saying much. What's your favorite song?
He probably hasn't gotten that far.
No, I haven't.
That's fair. I just uploaded all of that stuff, so I listened to it.
The Kong one's pretty good. The first Kong one is pretty good.
Oh yeah, that scene is cool.
I mean, there's air horn. I mean, how do you beat air horn? Like, they have air horns in the Kong universe. Confirmed, air horns exist.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I guess one of my last opinions on the matter is like, I do hope that the challenge escalates as I get more stuff to do in the game, because like, I will say that David is right on one thing. If it's just move forward and press A and punch everything in front of me, that will eventually. I mean, I'll eventually get bored. But if the challenge stays in there and escalates and actually makes me like press more than one button, that's good. And I have a feeling it will, based on I trust Donovan's review enough to be like, yeah, this seems like it's going to turn out like expand and the Bananzas look fun, and the stuff that I've seen so far all look fun. But I really do hope that there's some sort of challenge in there.
The love I'm seeing on the internet for it is so universal right now that like I'm just taken back by like the people who I see talking about it, who normally they don't play Nintendo games, they don't talk about Nintendo very much, or they don't play platformers at all. Like it's appealing to the non-core gamer at Nintendo more than I thought it would, David. That's what I've noticed is like people who I wouldn't pin as like a Donkey Kong player are like, oh my God, I love this game. And I have seen a lot of people call it a system seller. And I'm like, is it? I don't know.
Yes, absolutely.
I think it's secondary to Mario Kart World. Like that is the system seller. That's why they launched with that. But Donkey Kong will also move some systems too, I would imagine.
And I really, the more, because like I do want to go back to Mario Kart World because I really do love that game. That's the Mario game that we're getting. Like that's the Mario game. It really is. And it honestly, it's the most Mario game-ass Mario Kart we've ever had. It's got an open world with these P-switch challenges, and like it is very Mario. There's wall jumping and shit. Like I don't know. I feel like Mario Kart World should satisfy some Mario fans, not all. And obviously, kart fans are eating extremely well right now. I guess it is a system seller, but
I'm
it's
happy
just
they stagger. I'm happy they stagger because I remember the days when I had to work really hard to get a released a GameCube, and I wanted all the games. I couldn't afford all the games, so I had to choose one of the three. And like now, you come with Mario Kart World, and then a month later, you get Donkey Kong. It staggers it more, so you're not. Oh, I can only afford Mario Kart World or Donkey Kong Country. Which one do I get? I want both. And I think that's just mindful of the consumer level spending.
They've been really good at that for about a generation now. You look back at how the Switch staggered their launches of things. Look at the first year of the Switch. You had Breath of the Wild at launch. 6 weeks later, you had Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. 2 months later, you had Splatoon 3. And then in the fall, you had Mario Odyssey. Right? Like,
it's calculated.
I know they had their ARMS was in there. Like, there was some other stuff. But, like, I think they've been really good at that for about 8 years, Greg. Like, really good at that. And mindful about it. And you're right. It's like, a gamer can't afford to spend $200 on games in a month. It's like maybe you buy that one new game and you play it for 3 months. You know, like you're not going to be buying every single one. In this case, the no-brainer move was to buy the bundle with cart because it was $50 for cart. And now it's like, well, some kids may get Donkey Kong for Christmas or something, you know, because it's $70. Why isn't this $80?
No online component, maybe $10 for the online component.
Is that what it is?
Maybe. I mean,
I just want to know. Nintendo, explain yourselves. Why is this 70 and not 80? Why is cart 80 and not 70?
So personally, I think it's two things. I think it's one, they're testing the waters to see how these games sell at a price point. Because you have the Mario title, right? Let's see if we can sell Mario for $8 and Donkey Kong. Let's see which one sells better. It's got to be like an experiment, right? It's just how much.
I think it's a unit sales story, Greg. I think it's like they knew we were all going to buy cart.
Yeah.
They knew it. They weren't sure if everyone was going to buy Donkey Kong.
So $10 off, $10. Just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case we didn't see the Mario movie. Yeah.
I think you're right, though, Greg, that it is a live service component. But, like, God, if that means we're going to have an $80 Splatoon game, ugh.
I've said it before. We've all lived through the 49 to 59, and we survived that. We'll survive 59 to 69.
I lived through the SNES era, man.
Yeah, like even worse. Like, we'll survive this. It's
$100 in the 90s. That's like $200 today. Like, It was absurd, Greg. The price of cartridges in the 90s was absurd. So yes, as an old, I have witnessed inflation. I've witnessed gouging. I've witnessed false scarcity. Remember that shit, David?
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, we don't have any games. It's like, okay, Nintendo. You just want, like, they wanted that, like, back in the day, that line around the Toys R Us pickup area. Remember you had the stupid thing?
The slips you would take out and take to the front to the window.
Yeah, no, like, sit there with your slip, and you knew if you had that slip in your hand, you had a cartridge. But yeah, like, I've been through that, Greg, and yes, I I mentioned it on my weather report, but August 1st is coming, guys. And if Glorious Leaders tariffs go through, let's not be surprised when the Switch 2 suddenly costs $550, $600. And the controllers go above 100 and games go even higher. Yeah. So we'll see what happens on August 1st. If reason and logic somehow appear, or if a bunch of governments collude to dump treasuries to force our hand, we'll see. I think there's a Game Trader Live scheduled for the day before.
Here we go.
So
comparisons.
Must see Twitch there, because maybe by then we'll have more clarity about it. But I do want to just kind of bring people's attention to it. If you are on the fence about Switch 2 right now, and you like are leaning towards getting one, get one. Because there's a legitimate risk that it'll go up in price, especially here in America. And it's already expensive.
Sorry.
So like I'm just warning people, like, hey, you think it's expensive now, give it a few weeks. See where the hell it goes. But yeah, like I think we'll come back to Donkey Kong. It's not like this game's not going anywhere.
Play it more. You guys need
David,
to play it a bit more and you'll open up. I promise it'll open up for you.
Well, it's just funny because David and I are like in similar areas right now. Like, and he's like, this is boring. And I'm like, I'm infatuated with this. So it's like, I think we've given a good, like, both sides of the story thing. And I don't judge David for feeling that way. Like, I completely get where you're coming from.
Right.
And like, I also just am like, ooh, shiny. Like, I just like the shiny gold. Every time I like finding gold, there's something visceral about that in this game. Like that it's
call it the coin theory. I said it
itch.
before. It's the coin theory, I guess, is what we could officially refer to it as.
Yeah.
Or the ring theory, collecting things that go make it sound.
Yeah, sonic rings.
Yes.
Sonic rings, that noise. There's some video game noises that you're just like, that feels good.
But the papayas.
Getting a coin is one of those. Getting a power up in a Mario game, you know, like getting the superstar or like whatever. And in cart, right? Like there's all sorts of different noises in cart. It is that attention to detail in both cart and Donkey Kong. It really feels like Nintendo is flexing their sound design and their music. Like they're just like, we are good at this. We are going to be excellent at this generation, and it's just cool. The Mario Kart world is maybe the best soundtrack they've ever shipped, and to go right back to back with this awesome Bananza soundtrack is something else. I'm just happy Donkey Kong's back.
I feel like this is the same conversation we have with Luigi's Mansion. I'm so happy Luigi's back in GameCube. I'm so happy they give people the time of day.
Look, last year should have been the year of Luigi 2. It was perfectly set up for it. All they had to do was ship Dr. Luigi Deluxe for Switch, right? Because they had that sitting on the Wii U. I'm sure they could have ported that crap over. But also, they had Luigi's Mansion 2, right? Like that came out last year, Greg. Was that last year or 2 years ago? I think it was last year.
Last year, Dark Moon, whatever you call it, yeah.
Yeah, Dark Moon, but they called it 2 HD with the re-release. They could have done it. That would have been perfect. But yeah, like, it's different, Greg, because Donkey Kong didn't even get a game on the Switch. We just got Tropical Freeze ported over.
Yeah, the ported, yeah.
Tropical Freeze was awesome, but I beat it on the Wii U.
That was Wii U or Wii? That was Wii U, right?
It was Wii U.
Yeah.
It was Wii U.
Wii was Donkey Kong Returns. And then Donkey Kong Returns came out on Wii U and Switch. So Donkey Kong has returned 3 times. The last time was in HD. So maybe they'll do it again in 4K. But no, like, I think it's cool because the Donkey Kong IP is probably more visible than it's been in like 40 years or 35 years. So I think this is the right time to do this with this IP ahead of the next Mario movie. But man, like, if this means we're not getting a Mario game for a long time, I am somewhat sad by that fact. Because, like, I really want a next generation Mario 3D platforming experience. And I felt like we got a taste of it with Bowser's Fury, but like, I loved Bowser's Fury. If you could like expand on that, that would be a game I would be infatuated with too. I want to hit some other Nintendo news before we go, obviously. You guys like this Zelda franchise?
Have you heard of this?
I've
Have you
heard
heard
good
talk
things
about
about
this? A
it.
Zelda game? Apparently it's a big game.
They casted Zelda as a girl. Zelda's a
Isn't
girl?
that the
Yeah.
hero?
It's a girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zelda's a girl.
Lonk? Yeah. Zap Brannigan, no. Bo Bragison has been cast as Zelda, the titular character, the princess. She plays the role Roxy on Renegade Nell, which I don't know anything about that, but apparently it's a series that has been on for one season. And then Benjamin Evan Ainsworth is going to play Link.
Cool. I'm down.
Yeah. I'm okay with both of these choices. I don't really I don't really know these actors, but I don't think we should. I think it's good that they're young and unknown because it means that they're probably going to make more than one of these movies.
Yeah.
And you need that like young ensemble cast. What I'm curious about, I was talking with my brother about this over the weekend. What story are we telling here?
So that's what I'm wondering, because this kind of narrows it down, right? Like in one direction, they could go with a completely unique take, never before seen.
Yeah.
But it does mean we're not getting an Ocarina of Time, for example, because Child Link was 10, Adult Link was 17. This kid kind of looks 17, like they could go that route. That's what they do with high schoolers, right? They cast a 20 something.
Yeah.
But I do think unless they're keeping the casting of a young Link a secret or to be revealed, we're going to get a game with an adult Link and Zelda.
Yeah. Or like a teenage Link, right?
Well,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like they call him adult Link. Like that's been Nintendo's terminology for a while, even though he's like 17, 18 years old, you know?
Mm-hmm. Or in the case of Breath of the Wild, he's 117 years old.
It's an origin story. It has to be an origin story, just like the Mario movie.
I think it's actually the NES Zelda. I think
that would be awesome.
Because every time they put up a video for this or anything, it's the 8-bit song. It's the 8-bit theme playing. When they announced this on Nintendo Today, it was the 8-bit music playing. And I'm like, there's very little story there. Like it's just guy saves world, princess saved, right? Like if that's the first story, cool. Because then we can get to Link to the Past, and then we can get to Ocarina of Time, right? Like I don't know how they're gonna do this. I'm really wondering what the hell are they gonna do here? Because this could suck. It really could. If they do it wrong, this could really, really suck.
I have faith in Nintendo. Poorly.
I have faith in Miyamoto and his curation of the brand. Like the way that he defends the brand, the way that he is looking over the shoulder of Hollywood, right? He's like, no. But shit like Seth Rogen laugh slipped into the Mario movie. So like, he's not 100% at this, Greg. But like, I have my faith that Onuma and Miyamoto won't allow this to suck. But I just worry because I'm like, if I were doing this would have been animated.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done live action.
It's also a different studio than Sony, not Universal. Like, I think they're testing to see who's going to have the best easy, they
don't want to put all their eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Bingo. Which leads me to Star Fox. They should contract Pixar to make a Star Fox movie.
I'd go see that in a heartbeat.
I said it.
Let's do it.
You hear that, Bob Iger?
Doug Bowser's telling us if he's like, what? Yeah, he just had a great idea. Get Disney on the phone.
My head would explode if Pixar made the next Star Fox movie. But I'm just like, because like you said, David, diversification makes sense in this space. Also, you can get multiple projects going simultaneously. Right?
Yeah.
Sorry, TJ, you're about to say something?
I kind of hope they don't start at the first Zelda. I hope they started A Link to the Past. I hope they started A Link to the Past because I feel like that's
The story.
probably the best Zelda origin story.
Here's the thing, though. I
Link origin story or Zelda origin story?
All of them.
Okay.
All of them. I agree with TJ there. But I don't think they'll go with either of those games because the one trend we've seen in recent Zelda games, I would say as of Skyward Sword, is that Zelda has been a more active character rather than reactive. You can't cast Zelda and then have her trapped or imprisoned an entire movie. I don't think that doesn't drive your female audience, right? So,
right.
And I think even Zelda fans don't want to see that anymore. That's played. So I think that they're going to have Zelda play a more active role.
What if it's Echoes of Wisdom?
I guess I feel like
that's a great origin story.
If Link was captured the whole game instead.
Oh
no. But like
you can like show that's a good point.
But A Link to the Past kind of established a bunch of things that became like fan favorites of the whole franchise.
The Master Sword,
the sages, the woods that you had to go through to get
the Dark
sword.
World.
Yeah, there's so many different things that became sort of iconic to the series for several entries after that started it in A Link to the Past.
And it's actually story driven. Like it is. There's like a story. And then there's not a story in the NES one. We glossed over Adventures of Link. What happened?
Excuse me, sir. There is a pamphlet instruction, but that kind of gives a story a little bit, sort of, kind of.
Hold up.
Really.
I actually have a personal hope as far as this movie goes. I hope that we get a moment in the Zelda movie where Link enters a house and Jack Black walks in and he's just like, I am error.
That
would be great. Yeah.
That would be perfect.
That would be so good.
Jack Black is that character too. You're spot on.
He would be perfect. Oh my god.
He's the link that links all the worlds together as Jack Black. He's one character in every movie.
This isn't a unique take or anything, but I really wanted it to be an animated film, and I wanted Studio Ghibli to do it.
Yeah. That would have been so nice.
Like that to me, and like I don't think necessarily that can't happen. That could still happen, right? Like maybe they get Ocarina. Like maybe something happens and Sony and Nintendo don't get along.
What if it begins live action and they get sucked into an animated world or something like Mario with the pipe and then they become animated?
Nah.
What are the Philips CDI animators up to these days?
Let's do that. Let's do that for sure.
They're burning in hell. I hate those. They're terrible. They're like worse. Did you see Lucas's listicle about the Donkey Kong Country songs?
Yes,
and it was all from the TV show.
He's talking about the show. Yeah. I was like, "Oh God, the show!"
Yeah, it was the show. The Philips CDI Zelda is worse than the Donkey Kong television series.
Holy shit!
There's the top take of the show right there.
It's true.
They're so bad, so bad. I don't know how. Nintendo was really experimenting back then, but man, weird. Anyway. I'm waiting to see like Ganondorf. What are we getting here?
I think we'll get both. I think Ganon will be CG.
I got Ganondorf right here. He's dunking on Link. I can't wait for more news. And yeah, just for the folks at home, like be sure to log into Nintendo Today because that's where the news broke.
Mm-hmm.
And then Miyamoto tweeted it. But first, it was on Nintendo Today. So go to Nintendo Today to get all of your Zelda casting news the morning of the Donkey Kong review embargo. 30 minutes before the Donkey Kong review embargo. This news broke. I just find that odd. I'm just going to throw it out there. That seems weird. It's like, you already have a big news day ahead of you, Nintendo. Maybe slide that one to next week, or...
No, that is weird. Like, they kind of buried that.
Yeah. Really. And also, like, here's why I think it happened. Hollywood is known for leaks. Nintendo hates leaks. So they probably signed the paper and Miyamoto tweeted it. Like, it was like instant. After the ink dried on the contract, they're like, yep, tweet it, send it to Nintendo today. Because even the announcement video that they posted was like just 2 static images with the 8-bit music. I was like, this is all very weird for a prestige piece, which is what this is going to be at some point. Yeah. I just found that odd. I just wanted to point that out. I thought that was all very weird. We got one other Nintendo Switch 2 story. I guess is it Switch 2 or is it Switch 1, TJ? I'm not even sure. This playtest thing.
It's just on Switch. All they specify is that you just need a Nintendo Switch online subscription.
Online.
And you have to register for this thing. And like, there's very little details because Nintendo has actually been active in making sure that like the Nintendo ninjas are out there in full force, making sure that no one is talking about this, or if
So
they
you're
are,
not-
it gets quickly shut down.
My understanding is there's not an NDA, but the terms of service basically operate as such. Like, when you agree to not sharing anything about it, you agree to not sharing screenshots or talking about it or sharing impressions. It's in the terms of service, but you're not signing it. You're just clicking I agree, right? So Tom Warren got in trouble last year for sharing information about it on The Verge, and then I think he had to take it down or something happened. Here's my thought, guys. Miiverse is coming back, and this is Miiverse.
You like Miiverse. You're a fan of Miiverse.
Few details that I have been able to glean from what I've done the research on is that it's some sort of massively multiplayer experience, and they didn't say game. They didn't.
It's like a community thing. Yeah. It's like a community thing, like where you're almost building something together, like some sort of shared space where things can be built together online with people you may or may not be friends with.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what this is, but cool. And it's like Mario Kart World has me confident that Nintendo can make online games. So we know it's not Tomodachi, right? Because that's been announced. And that is kind of similar, right? There's Mii's, there's weird stuff happening. This seems bigger. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's definitely a connected world. And it kind of reminds me of that. You remember that's the home screen on the Wii U?
Mm-hmm.
It was just that plaza of Mii's. Like, what if you could actually walk around and talk in that thing? Like, maybe that's what this is. It's like an evolution. It was Miiverse was what it was called. I think it was like the Miiverse Plaza or something.
It's a bit like TJ's Tekken stuff where you walk into arcades, you get in queues, you can see people are playing. Like, that would be kind of cool. See your friends and like it's all themed around what they're playing. Yeah.
And like Street Fighter 6.
Yes, yeah,
that's that as well.
Like that, yeah. But you could like actually watch them play other Nintendo games or whatever.
Who knows? I didn't get in. I think they like actively reject press from these things. If they have your Nintendo account, yeah. They're like, we don't want them in here anyway. And honestly, like, we want a finished product, or at least a preview product, you know, like something like when we can actually write about it. If this is, it doesn't seem like an IP is attached to this yet, TJ, right? Like, it's just some generic,
like,
yeah, some generic character. I've seen some videos of it that got leaked. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm here for it because, like, I'm glad that they learned how to internet at Nintendo this generation, at least somewhat.
I wonder if they might go a route like what Disney Dream. I think it's Dream Valley.
Dreamlight Valley.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wonder if they would do something like that where they have like various Nintendo worlds and IPs in this like MMO experience, and it's just like a slice of life sim, I guess. Where like
kind of like take Animal Crossing, but make it a connected world across their whole universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
And then like every season or so, they bring in like a new world of characters and stuff to do.
Or fuck, like Disney Infinity and use all the amiibo.
Oh my god, yeah. That's
awesome.
just ripe for the taking, yeah, because you already have amiibo install base.
Doug Bowser, are you listening? Of course you are.
Yeah.
You love this podcast. Even though I called for your head last week.
That's $1 million
I'll do it
idea,
again.
TJ. That's a good idea.
He tweeted, hey guys, he tweeted on Donkey Kong launch day. I don't know if you saw.
He lives. He does stuff.
He tweeted about it.
We
I
met
was
him.
like, good
He
job,
does exist.
Doug.
We've taken a picture with him. He exists. He's a real person.
But you didn't get him to say that he listens to our podcast on video. He can't. He's not allowed to do that.
You don't have to say anything. You just smile and
He
wave.
doesn't have internet.
That's all he's allowed to do.
He
Smile
doesn't
and
have
wave.
internet in his office. He's taken out into a
And-
lobby to tweet and then put back in his office.
The one time I was at the Nintendo lobby in Redmond, Greg, you were with me, right?
Yeah.
You know what I saw there? Do you guys know what was sitting in the lobby? What year was this, Greg? Was this like 18?
2017? Yeah, something around there, yeah.
17? 18. I think it was 18. What do you think I saw sitting in the lobby of Nintendo of America?
Pikachu, Charles Martinet, Mario. No?
None of those things.
Oh.
Oh, Wii U!
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Running Breath of the Wild. Wild. I know. I was like, this is insane. I was like, because we were in it was the heart of Switch era, right? Like it was like Switch. We were showing there. It was like an indie showcase for Switch or something, and they had a Wii U running Breath of the Wild, and I was just like, this is a classy business right here. Anyway, the Wii U gets a lot of hate. There was no This Week in Wii U podcast.
Nope.
It would have been a lot harder to carry that.
Can you imagine? It's like week 3 of us talking about Zombie U. Hey,
Oh, that's great. Oh,
you hear about the Shovel Knight? I love, dude. Shovel Knight was a moment on that system.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
This week we're talking about Ultimate Monster Hunter 3 again.
Oh, that's good.
Call of Duty Black Ops runs on this thing somehow. Have you played Nintendo Land? Look, Nintendo Land I like. No? You guys probably, look at me like you didn't even play it.
No.
I played it. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I thought it was okay. I thought it was fine.
See, did you play all the games?
I played all the games. It's no Wii Sports, but it was fun.
No, it definitely wasn't Wii Sports. But I liked the Metroid thing.
Yeah.
The UFO Metroid thing was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I love Balloon Fight. Whenever they give me Balloon Fight, I'll play that. The Ninja Star thing was stupid.
That's the one I actually liked. It was
You
kind
liked
of fun. It was kind of fun.
You
I
have
don't
to
know.
hold the tablet and go like this.
Yeah, that was great. That's awesome. That's how I would throw Ninja Stars in real life.
Yeah, sure. I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Nintendo Land. It just seems like they should do a Super Nintendo World game, and a virtual amusement park that you could have fun in. Hell, that could be the stupid playtest game that we're talking about, for all I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a mystery. We won't know what it is for a while. There might be leaks. There might not. They'll get taken down quickly, so we're not going to report on them when they do go up because we don't want to get takedown notices ourselves. Keep your eye on the internet for that stuff. It's good to know that whatever the hell that is, it's still being developed. But you're right. I need to know what the first native Switch 2 game is going to be from Nintendo, because at this point we haven't seen it yet, and that's weird.
I don't think we see it until next year. I
Easily
think that
next year,
everything
yeah,
that is
right.
currently in development is going to be hybrid projects. I don't think that we see our first straight up developed for the Switch 2 on the Switch 2 from the beginning thing until 2026.
And I think it makes sense to recoup their investment in building these games, right? To have games that, I know Donkey Kong and Mario Kart World are not on Switch, but to have Pokemon ZA and Metroid be these straddle games, there still are 150 million Switches out there. That's a lot of people who can buy your software. So it makes sense that they're not rushing this transition away from the Switch. But it is, I find it interesting because you would think they would have something rather big that they're working on. And like the Mario movie's coming, right? So like that's coming. I did throw it out here that like, you know, David, I had a thought this weekend. I wanted to bring it up before we wrap up. Donkey Kong is now officially part of the Mario universe, right?
Yes.
Guess what that means for Mario Maker 3?
Destructible levels?
No! Donkey Kong Country!
Voxels?
Game modes!
That would be
That's
amazing.
right! Give us Donkey Kong Country and Mario Maker. Am I wrong? It's part of the Mario universe?
That would be great.
I just gave us 3 new game types, 4, 5, depending on what they want to do, right? Give us DKC, Diddy's Conquest, DKC 3, Donkey Kong Returns, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. You give us all of those. Oh, by the way, Mario Wonder.
Yeah, I think Mario Maker 3 is set up to offer a lot of different game modes. I like that idea.
Suddenly, Doug Bowser, come on. Donkey Kong, now part of the Mario universe, put DKC in Mario Maker. It was this thought I had this weekend because I'm like, clearly Donkey Kong's part of this universe. How much fun would it be, David, to make Donkey Kong Country levels?
It'd be awesome.
Barrels? Think about what you could
barrels,
do with barrel
the mechanic
levels.
alone, yeah.
The minecart
the
level.
Classic, like, steel drums that you could ride on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Oh, dude, like, just, yes. The ostrich, like, all these things. Rambi, if you don't do it, Nintendo, I can't. So I'll just sit here and complain. But, like...
the emptiest of threats.
Is that what it feels like? Is that what it feels like being a Nintendo fan? It's like, you, if you do this, Nintendo, I will still buy your game.
I have no shortage of idle threats that I won't follow through on, so I'll just keep making them until you do it. Until then, I'll keep giving you
copyright.
I'll just keep giving us free ideas.
Nintendo's copyright lawyers just sitting there, just twiddling their thumbs like, yo, what?
You'll do nothing and like it. No, you'll buy Nintendo stock as a hedge to your career.
Give him F-Zero again. Just give him another port of the F-Zero game. Give him another one.
No. Port? Enough of these.
Yeah, exactly.
New.
You'll take it and like it, then just slide the paper over. Another
Dude,
port.
going back
No.
to Nintendo Land, they gave us baby's first F-Zero in Nintendo Land. You didn't hear me talking about that one, David. That bumper car bullshit. What the fuck was that game? That was like them spitting in our mouth as F-Zero. The F-Zero fans were like, really, Nintendo? This bumper car bullshit? This is what we get? And for like a hot second, I was like, oh, look, they're actually supporting, they're like acknowledging this IP, you know? Anyway, but yeah, I feel like that was a pretty good episode of this week in Switch 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some
play
Donkey
a little bit
Kong.
more. Everybody, also, if you're too busy distracting everything, you get farther.
I will. I think I've come to the conclusion, Greg, that like maybe after the second level, but definitely I'm either after Ingot Isle or after the second level. I will stop my 100% destruction efforts. I'll put them on hold in the interest of actually playing the video game. But if I don't like it, like David's talking about, I'm going right back to destruction mode because I am enjoying that. Like, there's something super damn satisfying about just all of it being gone. And like, just the amount of effort is put into this is wild. I think it's masterfully designed levels so far. And I know they're like pretty simple, but like, I love first levels. Like, David, you could write a book just about first levels in games.
Yeah.
You know, and like how important they are. And like Nintendo is so good at making first levels. So good at it. 1-1 in Mario is considered like maybe one of the best ever. Corneria in Star Fox, I think, is a great first level. The first level in Link to the Past is excellent. There's a lot of Nintendo games, other games too. Doom, the first level in Doom's awesome. But yeah, I think Donkey Kong's first level is outstanding. It looks kind of simple on the surface, but if you actually dig, you're like, whoa, this is like way more detailed than I thought it was. It's exciting. Follow us on all the places. I don't think we have a metric shit ton of Donkey Kong videos dropping this week like we did last week, but you can go watch the old ones from last week. You can go on our Shacknews VODs channel if you want to watch me destroy the first level for 4 hours. You do that. I might do another destruction stream before the end of the week here because we are raising money for Trans Lifeline still all summer long. So if you watch us on Twitch, we had a Tiltify campaign going on. That will be linked underneath this video. I mentioned it last week. I'll mention it this week. If you want this podcast in audio format, let us know and we'll do that. But for now, I think we're going to stick to video. So this YouTube channel will be the place to be. I know, Greg, you still got interview clips, short videos from Summer Game Fest that are over there on the Shacknews Interviews channel.
Yep.
And then, yeah, those things will also appear on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and anywhere else. Sometimes Blue Sky if I get around to uploading them. Thanks for watching, everyone. Anyone who's new to this podcast, definitely hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you here. And we'll be back next week to talk more about Switch 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Maybe we'll get back into some Mario Kart discussions here in the near future because that game's not gone. There's still crazy shortcuts happening. I saw a Rainbow Road shortcut that was absolutely insane this past week. So there are still, like, the meta is still shifting in Mario Kart World. And that's exciting. Because, like, you have these insanely talented racers out there that are coming up with all sorts of stuff. I'm seeing, like, shortcuts that you can't do if you have more than 11 coins. Like, figuring out stuff like that is fascinating to me. So, like, it's an exciting time to be a Nintendo fan, and it's just getting more and more exciting. I have a feeling we're going to be hearing about a Nintendo Direct relatively soon.
Yeah.
For third-party software. There's rumors about that. You would think it would be this week, but it isn't, at least yet. Maybe, in true Nintendo fashion, they'll announce it, like, after the podcast goes live. It'll be like the next day. Because Doug Bowser has my house wiretapped. Anyway, that'll do it. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.